Drake officially accuses UMG and Spotify of manipulating the market to artificially inflate Kendrick Lamar's diss track Not Like Us. The court filings, this is an official court document, claims UMG used Spotify and Apple Siri to push Not Like Us over Drake's tracks. That's wow. Employees perceived as loyal to Drake were allegedly fired as a part of an effort to cover up UMG's actions. UMG paid influencers and radio stations to boost Lamar's songs without disclosure. A whistleblower revealed bots generated 30 million early streams for Not Like Us. Drake is accusing UMG and Spotify of violating the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, as well as the NY Deceptive Business Act and the NY False Advertising Act. This is a pretty serious claim. He is saying that Universal Music Group and Kendrick Lamar were participating in a RICO to say that they were hating on this.
I would love to go first.
Hey, brother, the floor is yours.
As a Kendrick hater, I always have the preference with that when I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar, so people know where I'm coming from. I can genuinely say I'm 100% on this Drake side. I'd have sued that too. I would have personally named him in the lawsuit as well. It would have been UMG, TDE, and Kendrick Lamar. I would have gave that the serving papers. I'd have said, here you go. Sued. I'd have did it too. Perfect play. Because guess what? We don't know what's going on because around and they find out there is foul play going on. You around and find out was doing that. Now does he look crazy? I don't think so. That'd be kind of wild to try to win a beef. Talking about how they move in the culture and you artificially inflated numbers. We know how the casuals are. They see some got 1 million views in 3 minutes. I gotta listen to it. Fire. Everybody gonna talk about it, right? Stop it. The blind leading the blind. People just sheep. I get it. Look, Drake, I know a lot of these niggas gonna call you a mate. I know a lot of these people are gonna say you was nothing but a light-skinned maid for suing a music group and everything over some rap beef that you could have easily just won if you wasn't so trash and scared to really, get in that paint for real. A lot of people gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna just say, W move. I'm a hater. That's what I would do. I would love to see what hating on me. What?
Now, Sage, before you go,
last second, by the way,
I want y'all to know this is coming off of the heels of Drake being on XQC this weekend. I find it so interesting that he was on XQC stream, and we're gonna get into this in a second. He went on XQC stream, and he had himself a time. XQC has this deal with Steak and all this other stuff and Rumble or Kick or whatever. And Drake has some ownership in that. But he went on there and was very cryptic, but never saying what was going on.
I'm Drake. This is XQC, real streaming legend. Me, I do music in case you didn't know. I'm here. As you can see, fully intact. Mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering. Right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it. Cheers to everybody.
Words live by.
Words to live by. Real talk. Cheers to everybody. Love.
When Drake switches accents, it's actually pretty funny. So this is also him on that same stream, just continuing to bring stuff
Shout out
up.
to X's chat, man. You guys are ruthless, man, but I love you. I got a lot of love for you guys, man.
Not pretty ruthless, but
we love all the shit talkers, all the crip walkers, man. We love you guys, man. It is what it is, man. We love the chirps. We love the chirps. Trust me.
I think at the end of the day, nobody means actual harm and whatever,
No, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. If you're gonna sit in front of the camera, you gotta take it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That sounded crazy, by the way.
Gotta get the pause off. Now,
shit talkers and crib walkers. Whoa.
Drake, yeah, he doesn't care about any of this drama.
I'm afraid of the crip walker, so
he doesn't care about any of that. He is a big dog. She don't want no puppy. She want a big dog, right? So when they go to play some music, and it just so happens to be the weekend, this is what happens. I'm trying to not get us clapped.
Right.
Switch this song though.
So he tells him you got to switch this song. It's the Weeknd play, and he tells him you got to switch it.
Okay.
Y'all see how fast XQC moving? He got up. He started pressing them buttons real quick. He cut that shit off.
Man, that nigga Drake laugh how quick he got up. That was crazy.
What's funny is all of the lights played and XQC changed it because he didn't want to make Drake uncomfortable. And Drake assures him that nothing makes him uncomfortable because he works too hard. Only for this to happen 10 minutes later. This happened over the weekend. He goes on XQC streams, does all this. Remember, XQC was defending Drake that whole time during the beef. I don't know if people remember that. He goes on there, says all this. Nothing makes him uncomfortable. He sues. The lawsuit is in. The lawsuit is already in when he goes on XQC stream. Let's get that out the way. Sage, what say ye?
Ah, man, that was a lot. All right, so first things first. This news is rather new, at least to me. So any hyperbole, anything, this, that, things of that nature, I don't want to get to. But all jokes aside, all banter aside, yeah, I'm not for the move. I think if they botted it, so what? Yeah, you hate the nigga, but like the sue the views of the song. I mean, I guess, but I mean, then again, like he I guess he is calling him a 69 god. That's kind of crazy. So I suppose, but like I don't know, man. And then when we're talking about him like getting Weeknd's music out of his ear, I think that could be seen as two things, more so one than the other. On one hand, you could cut him some bail and be like, oh, he's sticking to the brand. Fuck the Weeknd. He has to acknowledge that it's still fuck the Weeknd, nigga. Grr. But then on the flip side, it does make him look like he's saying he's one of those people that say he doesn't give a fuck, but he really, 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 really does give a fuck. So it's tough. It's not a good look if you're not a Drake, Kendrick, or Cole fan. I keep saying this shit, man. Drake is just, he's at a point where honestly, I'd have just let the shit die off after the Heart Part 6, after you didn't let that stream, you deleted the shit on your Instagram. Kendrick dropped an album, barely talked about you. Yes, I know. All the internet's going to do is quote the 4 or 5 lines and say, what do you mean? Barely talked about you. So I would have just let it die. He's kind of instigated at round 2 months ago. This is not his first time instigating a round 2 or anything like that. I wouldn't. I don't like the move. I don't like the moves he's making right now.
I think it's interesting that he didn't go on Kai's stream.
Oh, Kendrick, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. If Kendrick goes on a Kai stream, that's hilarious.
Well, I don't. And Kai let's say this: Kai is in LA. Kai is in LA.
He should do it. He should do it. That would be the funniest fucking thing possible. Now, is he going to do it? No, but that would be the funniest thing possible.
I just think it's funny that he's not on a Kai stream. Kai's his buddy. I understand the state connection, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, this is my thing. Botting is commonplace in the music industry, right?
Yeah.
It's commonplace. I could pull up a TikTok of Travis Scott's old manager talking about that's how they essentially got him on, is because they use botting. Botting always quote unquote benefits somebody, but botting also always hurts somebody, right? When Drake bots, if somebody else bot or drops that same week, mind you, they already have the disadvantage of competing with a Drake. But then when they're also botted, it hurts. When the music labels, when the Spotify's, when the Apple Music feature that person on the homepage over a Drake or over them, it hurts, right? They put the bots at work. They boost Drake's numbers versus you, a new artist. They put Drake on the main stage, and they have it to where somebody has to search you, scroll down the hip-hop playlist. It's harder to find you as a new artist. But when it doesn't work, it's very, very cry. I'm not going to lie. I saw this tweet. Somebody said Rick Ross called Drake a white boy, and he's been doing it ever since. Drake, this is white boy work if I ever seen it. This is white privilege. This is the reverse racism card. This is the reverse colorism card. This is all that weirdo shit. And all this lets me know every time you come out on an interview or you come out on a song and you say you're not really affected by this, that's just a blatant lie. It's the biggest lie in the world. I get it. You're sensitive. And I would want artists to be sensitive too. I would want them to produce good music. Suing over a rap beef when you have the ability to produce music. At this point, I think Drake has honestly conceded worse than losing the battle. I think if we're talking about ranking beefs, well, his 2 losses, I guess. This is even though it revealed his son.
This worse. Yeah,
he somehow made this worse than the Pusha T beef. I swear to you, even after the whole Certified Lover Boy, after Kendrick's biggest song, I still would have said having somebody expose your child still is worse.
Yeah, I'll. Oh, I thought you were done.
No, I'm done after that. This. Come on, brother.
Yeah, I agree there. I would tell my friends all the time, hey, we can talk about Not Like Us being the biggest rap song probably of that could potentially go down as our generation. That sounds like Glaze, but it's very possible. And a couple of the kids are gonna say, no, it ain't Glaze, facts, cool. But I would always tell them, hey, at the end of the day, that man Pusha T said in a serious voice, he stopped rapping, "You are hiding a child, let that boy come home," on camera. he said that, or like he said that in his face. So I always thought that was a mountain that could never be surpassed in the sense of like, all right, bro, that's fucked. But he somehow just went about it in the worstest ways. You bring up Rick Ross calling him white. Kendrick's called him out on not saying the N-word. You're not what the culture's feeling. You make music with no substance, all these other things. And as you said, Drake, time in and time out and it's not every now and then. It's a good 50-50 at bare minimum. I would argue for the most part has kind of proven that, yeah, he'll be the global guy. He'll be the guy that gets the numbers, all these things. But yeah, he unironically isn't like us, I guess. It's tough to see this shit, man. It's tough. Can I say one last thing though?
No, go ahead. I was gonna.
I'll say something that's a little bit more baity for clips and things like that. Hey, gang, my Cole fans about a show because Damo, you a Cole fan as well. So tell me what you think about this. Hey, if this shit if this is 100% valid, he is actually suing, right? And that shit says not guilty. We weren't even botting at all. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all blank of the big 3 better start standing for Drake. That's fucking crazy. Is that not the craziest shit you'll ever see? You already got Drake dropping projects left and right that people literally say aren't just bad for Drake, but just bad in general. You have some people that don't like Honestly Nevermind. You have some people that don't like 100 Gigs, all these other things. Now the niggas suing other niggas of the big 3? Come on, man. That's whack.
I was genuinely going to ask y'all before we went anywhere, what's worse? Suing a nigga you're beefing with, or gracefully saying, you know what? I'd rather lose a rap beef than a friend. Which is worse? Because a couple months ago, hey man, that was the most egregious rap sin ever. Suing a nigga? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. There is no way that he can get, like, funny, and I'm gonna sound like the meme, but he cannot keep getting away with this. There is no way if this comes out and he was wrong. Because if he's right, this, you know how the internet is, it's gonna completely 180. It's good. We're gonna have these conversations, call him corny now, but if he was right, oh shit, that nigga Kendrick is a fraud. He the blank of the big 3, dude. But like, no, if that shit says, yeah, gang, you're tripping, or yeah, but you bought it too. Oh hell,
if it comes out anything other than, you know what, Drake, you're right. There was a RICO going on the whole time to collude against you so you would lose. They literally broke the law so you would lose. If that's the only thing that you can't even be half right, they can't even come out and be like, well, look, everything was up to the books except the bots. Everybody was botting. He definitely bought a little bit more, nigga. You're Drake. If that's the case, if it's just he bought it, and everything else is clear, nigga, no, that's still egregious. They have to legit. Nah, that nigga hired. They hired everybody.
No, they reverse bodied your shit. They lowered Family Matters. I'm not gonna lie.
They blackballed you. They paid Elon. They paid YouTube, they paid everybody to make sure Drake was not getting plays. When you dropped, there was a delay. So
Yup.
realistically, it has to be some crazy evidence to be like, nah, nigga, they really was fucking you over.
Omar, you hate basketball, right?
Yeah, that may be true. That's at least what the streets are saying.
Now, what if I told you you can make money hating on basketball?
I'm listening.
Well, thanks to the sponsor of this video, PrizePicks, you can make up to 100 times the money that you put in.
Ooh, wait, and that means during this basketball season, I can test my skills and turn $100 into $1,000 thanks to PrizePicks.
It's pretty easy to make lineups on PrizePicks. They have a bunch of different sports you can choose from. And then within those sports, they have a bunch of different categories. You can go to points, rebounds, assists. And if you really know what you're doing, all you gotta do is click more or less on your favorite player and you can win a bunch of money on PrizePicks. All you gotta do is select more, select less, just make sure they're not on the same team, put in the amount you're comfortable with, and press submit lineup to submit a lineup. Go to prizepicks.com and use code LKIB to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. Thanks to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. Once again, links to everything will be in the description, and back to the video.
Let me read these tweets from Elliot Wilson. Over the past several months, Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussions to resolve the ongoing harm he has suffered as a result of UMG's actions. UMG refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that UMG is not responsible for its own actions. Let me keep going. Instead, UMG has pointed the finger at Mr. Duckworth, insisted that Drake should initiate legal action against Mr. Duckworth rather than UMG, and even threatened to bring its own legal claims against Mr. Duckworth if Drake was to pursue claims against UMG. Basically, what he's saying is UMG was ready to throw Kendrick underneath the bus. And they said they would tag team and probably even help give evidence. And Drake still said no. Civil RICO petitioner has a viable case or cause of action for civil RICO with predicate acts of wire fraud, mail fraud, and or bribery for UMG's payments to unknown third parties in the form of reduced licensing fees to Spotify. This is just a little rapid report. Universal Music has responded. They responded to Drake's claims that it conspired to artificially inflate the streaming numbers of Kendrick Lamar's Drake disc, not like us. The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal claims in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. I seen this tweet or this comment. Marcy says, shouts out to Marcy. Even if they bought it, you can't fake the pop out and the cultural impact. Drake. No, I go, but no, Damo, I'm not gonna lie. And maybe it is because Drake is making things worse. Like, I think even if there could be a space in which he could fake it, he's only adding fuel to that. I thought the DeMar DeRozan shit was light. I'm also living on the outside, but when I see Drake pull up to the DeMar DeRozan game and said, you a bitch ass nigga behind DeMar DeRozan's back. Me, oh wow. Now I feel like it's more impactful. You're going on these streams, giving these sneak disses. I do feel like that's more impactful. You're going to Kendrick's hood, and I saw this might be a rumor. Going to Kendrick's hood, trying to give niggas Bitcoin in order to get beat dirt on Kendrick. You are really impacted by this, and to the point where you can't even focus on what's in front of you. UMG said that they would help you in the Kendrick case. You decided you wanted to go to the top. I swear to God, I know Drake got long money. I don't think that this is a game that he can win. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. Listen, when I made my face in I'm not saying that they can fake it. Like, there's no faking what happened with the pop out event and how crazy of a movement it was. There's no faking it. But you can make it look bigger than what it is.
Oh, God.
You can. Listen, we all know when it comes to public perception, you can make it look a lot worse than what it really is. That's all I'll say with that one. But I mean, That nigga Drake is crashing out. I'm looking at the clips of him sitting next to XQC, and I'm like, he's obviously he's visibly like not okay. Like, I don't want to be one of the people that sit here and speculate on what niggas got going on. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just saying from what I seen, there's no way he can sit there and say, yeah, I'm not I'm brushing it off. You don't even sound like you brushing it off. You don't look like you brushing it off. Like nothing about this is screaming a nigga. You're suing this man. Not even, you're suing the wrong people. I heard you say that and I really wanted to pause. I'm like, well, we got to get through it for the clip. They said that, you know what? We know we're not doing nothing wrong. We will tell on this nigga. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, gang, you ain't got no beef with me. You might want to beef with him, though. Like, you might want to think about what he doing. And we'll let you know what he's doing. You still went at them. Yeah, either Drake knows something we don't, or what is very likely, that nigga is coping super hard. And the crash out that's about to be from this is insane. I don't know if we've seen a fall from grace like this in a long, like, when was the last time we seen a fall from grace like potentially what we're about to see from Drake?
Yeah, so that was going to be something that I'll bring up quickly before we, I guess, have that little conversation. I guess I'll say, I don't, to give him a little bit of leniency, because we've all pretty much like dunked on him for not liking the move. The nigga did get called a peed, so I guess, but he's suing for botting, so it's not even like he's suing for like defamation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Defamation.
Suing for botting, so I'm like, damn, bro. But like, I can understand why he's not okay. I think that's something that, hey, chat, come on, dog. The entire world, especially if he's like 100% not guilty, the entire world thinks you're a peed, bro. That's tough. But I guess to move on a little bit from that specific conversation, we talked about it when the beef was hot. Do you think shit like this, if it continues, will actually harm Drake potentially being the person that's like, oh, you actually have like fucked up your like where your status is? Because I still think to a degree, if Drake just calmed the fuck down, stopped talking about it, and dropped an album, hot take, it's still gonna Drake. It's still gonna be that, but it's starting to feel a bit. No, it is starting to feel different. And if it continues, it might actually be different.
I will say this. Drake is at the point in his career now where he does not have the luxury of just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do.
That's true. I agree.
He has made it now to with the shit he's doing, especially again, a lot of this is predicated on the fact that they come back and say, yeah, nigga, you have no claims with this suing. If he goes down as the nigga that sued, the nigga he was beefing with, that went crazy on him, graded on that nigga's grave, had a crazy summer anthem. You sued that man, came back and lost it, and you going out here dropping more ting ting songs? Yeah, nigga, knock the fuck out of here.
You gotta drop good songs.
He has to drop great. No, Sage, not good songs, because he dropped good songs already. The shit you said earlier, I thought those were good songs. I thought those was cool. Those were good songs. He can't drop good songs no more. Like, he has to drop great music, or niggas is gonna look at him like, is Big Sean in the Big Three?
but what Damo was saying, and I think that's what people have been saying, and this is the problem with a Lamar. I'm not a Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. This is the problem with the Drake, is that when it's time to get impactful, when it's time to really rap, when it's really time to speak to something, especially as he's aged, Drake has gotten worse at doing that. I think in situations when you listen to like the older rappers rap today, they're saying something that's very profound, means a lot, does a lot. You know, they do a lot of the impactful things. Like, they're saying things that matter. But like you said, the shit that Drake dropped this year, coming off of all the nonsense that happened this year, was garbage. That nigga didn't say nothing. That nigga didn't refute nothing. He didn't try to put a good spin on this. And now it's going to seem performative in tandem with you suing somebody over this, even if he were to go down that path. But it could go two ways. He could go out there, he could drop music, and it be that fake island boy shit, which again, I think is to the point where Afro beats and other genres are so progressed, he can't just hop on everybody's wave. I said that a minute ago. if I wanted to hear an Afrobeat song, am I hearing so and so featuring Drake, or am I going to the real Afrobeats? If I want to hear a Detroit song, am I going to Drake featuring so and so, or am I going just straight to Detroit rappers? Or he could go out there and try to be as profound as possible, and people gonna be like, "This ain't even really you, my nigga. This shit sound ass." Yeah, this shit just sound ass. I don't know. I'm not fucking with this shit. I'm not.
Yeah, I'll definitely say, like, I just pulled up his albums right now, and I'm just naming them, like Love or Hate Them, but for all the dogs, Certified Lover Boy, 100 Gigs, and Scorpion, More Life. If I'm missing one, chat, let me know. But those are like the last 5-6 projects that Drake has had. Oh, I think the Best in the World Pack too as well. Yeah, I probably agree. Yeah, he can't have just another album. He needs to drop an album of like severe substance that perhaps we haven't seen. And I know some Views is a very controversial one, but I would say Views is probably teetering on substance. Definitely when we get into the If You're Reading This Is Too Late and things, that's where it's like, okay,
No,
like he put his heart into those.
I know how he can redeem himself. It's only one way. There's only one way. There's only one thing he can do. He does got to go on more feature runs. He does have to exploit these other waves, but he got to take it a step further. There is no more. Let's put Lil Durk on a song and smash shit and boost Lil Durk. Let's throw Block Boy GB on a song and boost Block Boy. Nah, he got to discover niggas.
Oh,
This nigga Drake, he got to pop out. He got to pop out with a nigga from Idaho and put us onto the Idaho sound. He got to pop out with niggas that he got to pop out with that Indian nigga that dropped that one song that was going crazy for like a week. Like, he got to go and discover shit now. Like, Drake has to do new shit because everything else, he's done everything. Omar is right. What he's going to do? Go hop on the bubbling wave of shit we're already listening to? There's no need for that. What is he going to do? He's going to get it's just, he's done that already. He has to do something new. So Drake has to go out and discover sounds that we don't even know about and put the world on. Drake has to go out and just be new, be different. It's crazy.
I don't think he needs to do that, but I'll say that, yeah, it's definitely a damning thing when and Omar was talking about like what has he done since the beef in terms of projects or things like that. But like he literally rapped on a BBO Drizzy beat just cause, but it's on the Sexy song. Like he like, come on, we don't even need to talk. And it's not a diss Sexy Red, but you know why he did a song with Sexy Red. So
we all know why. It is what it is. All this showed me, not gonna lie, all this Kendrick and Drake beef showed me throughout this whole time. Pause. If you give Americans the chance, every single time they're gonna show you how xenophobic they are.
Oh my
boy, do not give us a chance. If you go anybody against an American that we sort of like, you're fucked, buddy. Don't give us basketball. Listen, they just waiting for the nigga in baseball. I promise you they are waiting for the next American baseball player to be as good as Shohei. Y'all would have thought there was never a Shohei. I promise you. Don't give us a chance to show you how xenophobic we are, because we will surprise you every time. Niggas destroyed Drake's career. In one summer.
Niggas is beefing with
I'm up with you, bro.
Niggas is beefing with Steve Lacy.